world is going crazy. People are nuts these days. People, normal people, just seem to want to complain and moan about everything they possibly can. And this is affecting us as drone flying hobbyists. When we come out, the chances of us being approached, maybe even attacked, who knows, by some complaining Karen have increased and are consistently increasing day by day. And there have been even some examples of, thank you very much, there have even been some examples of people having firearms and threatening pilots in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, not in some gun-free place like the United States. It's happening everywhere. People just want to moan and moan, right? So, what can you do to keep safe? And I don't mean what can you do to keep yourself safe, right? Because you can just run away. But what do you do if you have your drone up in the air and suddenly some Karen approaches you, starts threatening you, your drone's up in the air. You can't bring it down to land because the Karen's there and the Karen might attack you, attack the drone, smash it up, who knows, right? You can't just wait forever for the Karen to go away, because what happens if the drone runs out of battery power? You're kind of stuck. Well, there's a solution, very, very simple solution, right? And it just takes a wee bit of pre-planning. And this is what you would do. You would, instead, I don't know why I did that. Instead of turning up at your launch point and taking off and flying your flight, what you do is you pick a spot that's maybe a couple of 100 yards, maybe even more, a couple of 100 yards at least away from where you actually want to stand when you're doing your flight, and you take off from there. And that is your home point. So then what you'll do is you'll walk your couple of 100 yards to wherever it is that you're going to fly, right? And if you're approached by a Karen, all you have to do, if it looks a bit iffy, is hit return to home and then run yourself or walk yourself at a fast pace in the opposite direction. The Karen then won't have a clue what to do and will probably just leave you alone. You know that your drone is safely going back to the launch point, and it will be there for you, it'll be there waiting for you when you get back. Provided you picked a nice, safe and fairly secure point to have launch from initially, right? Something like this. So you'll take, this is not where I want to fly. I want to fly away around that corner down there. Just behind those trees. But I'm going to launch from the roof of the car, okay? And if I launch from the roof of the car, so if I launch from the roof of the car, and I can either fly up to a height where you can't hear it, and Karen can't hear it either, and then I can either walk with it to the spot where I want to fly, or I can fly it there, and when it gets there just hover it. But what I'm doing now is, so I'm flying Lassie, my DJI Mini 2, away around the corner from where I am going to launch. Where I'm going to actually stand and do my flight. So for example, now, because the batteries in these drones are quite good, you could probably go for a fair distance, but just because this is just an example, this is what we'll do. Right. So there we go, there's a car behind me, right? So I've now decided, right, I'm far enough away, and let's say I was even much further than this and round the corner and out of sight. So I would do my flight quite happily, and I'd be flying away, and then suddenly, oh, what's this coming here? Here you, you suspicious looking character. What the devil are you up to? Who, me? I'm not up to anything. I'm just flying my drone around. A drone, you say? A drone? Oh, so you've been wanting to try to catch my wife sunbathing topless in the garden? You've been trying to look in my bedroom windows, is it? No, no, not at all. I'm just trying to get some of the beautiful countryside. Well, I'm coming. I'm going to be boxing your ears, and I'm going to be taking that drone off you, smashing it to smithereens. Is that right? Okay, well in that case, and here what you would do is, you would hit return to home, the drone's going back to the car, and meanwhile, I'm off in that direction. Oh aye, right. Aye, off with you, and never return or the same fate will await ye. That told him.
Landing.
Now, because the mini drones don't have precision landing, it might not land exactly where you took off from, but it's going to land fairly close, and at least it's away from Karen, and at least you know Karen's not going to get his or her hands on it and destroy the drone. And if you set it up and taken a bit more care than I have done, the drone will actually land. As you can see in this case, she hasn't quite landed because it's telling me that the area is unsuitable. So what you would do is make sure beforehand that you pick an area where, and you test it, where the drone actually will land, where it is suitable. But even if it just hovers here while you've torn off in the opposite direction, the Karen has probably followed you for a little part of the way anyway. Your drone has gone back to the safe point. You can circle round, come back, and even if it's hovering here, you can still bring it down yourself safely, no harm done. You've got your drone, you can pack it away. If Karen's starting to return, in your car and off you go. Now, you might be thinking, well, I'm 6'4" and I'm muscle bound and I'll sort anyone out. You don't know what that Karen has got in its pocket. You don't know the background of that Karen. You don't know how unstable that Karen is, and you don't know what that Karen's going to do. It's better not to take the chance. It's better just to get out of the way, get your drone back to safety, which is not in your hand, carry on with your day. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did, give us a wee thumbs up. I'll see you on the next one.